y'all, how you doing? This is Danny. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'm here to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 10, Episode 6. We're on number 6, and we're at the honeymoon still. Yeah. I swear this is dragging out. I don't know if it's 2 hours, or is it the 5 couples? I don't know, but it's dragging out. It's dragging out. It is. But I'm glad you all joined me today because I want to talk about this. I mean, it really wasn't that much going on. And excuse my voice, I'm sick for the second time in a month and a half. I don't know what's going on with me, but I have this cold, congestion, taking everything under the sun. But you know, life must go on. Anyway, I am going to talk about Austin and Jessica first. Austin and Jessica are doing A-okay as usual. They wake up in the morning, they have breakfast, and they're talking about getting a dog, like off the bat. Big deal, you know, some people think that's a big deal. I'm not the biggest dog fan. I mean, I like dogs, just not sure if I want one myself because I don't like cleaning up after more than what I already have to clean up after my kids. But, you know, animal lovers, they love dogs, and I'm glad that they came together on that. They both agree that, yeah, one day they want a dog. So that's awesome. They went on a hike, and questions came up. They were like at this, like, they had ruins, and it seemed to be a religious area. So they talked about, I believe Austin brought up, you know, do you go to church? Do you believe? Or maybe Jessica did. And yeah, and Austin said, yeah, I grew up in a church and grew up going, but I don't go as often anymore. But definitely I believe. You always, you know, a good belief system is in order. And Jessica agreed. Yes, I did grow up going to church. I believe she said she was Catholic, and but she doesn't go on a regular basis, just holidays, like some of us heathens do. No. But yeah, so she, you know, they both kind of agree on the same, similar, and that they would probably want to do it or go be more involved. And when they start having children, of course, so they can be brought up in a similar way, which is, you know, what a lot of us do. But yeah, so they were on the same page as that, which they left us on a cliffhanger last week when she asked that, and we were like, oh my God, he's gonna say he's an atheist or something, and thank goodness that's not how it came, how it appeared. So definitely, oh look, let there be light. I turned the light on. You know, I'm playing with the light. I don't know which one I like best. Anyway, they talked about church. They both agreed on that. They had a nice romantic dinner at the hotel with candles, and you know, they thought each other were really, you know, they still are really cutesy, and they call each other best friend. So, you know, definitely want to get them out the way because they are doing great so far, and so far no drama, and that's awesome. And I hope that they continue that way. Definitely, looks like they may be the only one without the most drama. Like, really. Anyway, let's move on to the second less drama couple, which is Kate and Derek. Kate and Derek talk about how compatible they are. they think that they're each other's female and male version of each other. um, they even said, you know, how you get a bucket or a thing of wings. And she said she likes flats and he likes drumsticks. I'm with her. I like flats. I wish somebody would do that for me because I'm all about the flats. They talk about having babies, and when they're in the van with everybody else, like it comes up, oh, what do y'all, did y'all talk about babies? And Derek's like, oh, probably 3 or 4 years down the line. And she's like, oh, maybe, or 2 or 3, I think he said. He was like, oh, maybe closer to, she was like, maybe closer to 2. Because, you know, she wants to get it on and get it done soon. Shoot, she might be like Shanice and Jeffy. She takes him on a date because he is, I believe he's an engineer, I believe, and he's really into arts and science, or is into science and scientific and engineering and things like that. And he wanted to go to the Panama Canal, and so she took him to the Panama Canal, and they enjoyed a date alone on their own there, and seemed to have a good time. They had a good dinner, and they do bring Kate out where she's talking by herself, and she's like, you know, I'm having fun now, but when we get back, I'm kind of scared of how it's going to be, because I kind of like my alone time too, and we're kind of together all the time, and it's getting a little bit much. And I mean, everybody likes their alone time, so I'm sure, you know, it's going to have to be reality check once they get back to reality. Well, kind of reality with cameras at first anyway. So we'll see if they you know, how that pans out. They talked about she talked about, do you mind if how do you feel about dogs sleeping in the bed? And he's like, oh, I love it, my roommate's dog sleeps in the bed with me all the time. What? Who does that? I mean, no, that's not even your dog. I mean, I guess, you know, he was really wanting a partner. So now they're going to have them and the dog. Well, that's going to be an adventure. Okay. But he says he loves it, and I don't know if he's just kind of making sure that she's okay. I mean, it's okay about her dog, and like, really? Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. The next couple I'll talk about is Mindy and Zach. And they wake up and they're brushing their teeth, getting ready and everything. And she's talking about how she loves scalding hot showers, and she was really red when she got out. And she has this whole story. And then at the end of it, he's like, did you take a shower? She's like, did you not listen to me? No, he was not listening to you. He didn't care. He was just being funny. I mean, I don't know. Like, he really is not into her. He is just in a whole nother world. Like, seriously, he's in a whole nother world. He could care less. He'd care less. On the group date, you know, everybody was talking about all of the things that were going on in their, you know, alone time, and how they were being gushed on, and they were so happy, or at least some of them. And Mindy had nothing to say. She was just kind of jealous about not getting any of that. And I mean, of course, you're going to feel a little certain way. Don't get me wrong, because I mean, you're there to be, you're there to want to, you know, be in a honeymoon. That's what you're there for. And no, it didn't happen. So, at dinner, Mindy notices that Zach did not have his ring on, and he gave her some lame excuse about how he forgets jewelry. He's just not used to it yet. And But he had all this other little junk jewelry on. Like, that was rememberable, but you couldn't remember your wedding ring that you just got. Yeah, you're a hot mess. Um, he says that he wants to build an attraction to her, and he kind of gives this scenario of, we'll see when we get back to Washington, D.C., when I go to work, am I missing you? Am I thinking about you? That's the type of vibes I want to go off of. And she's just like, what? Then she just makes this off like comment about, oh, what do you want me to get? A boob job? Like, what? They are so all like left and right. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. They're not even in the same room. They're not in the same book. Nothing. Like, it's just, I don't know. I feel bad for Mindy. Both of them, really. I mean, they didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get what they wanted. Mindy talks to Dr. Viviana later on, one of the experts, and she goes in and tells her how, she's been feeling and he's not really attracted to her, and that that she said something to him really cutesy, like, oh, you're my husband now. And he said, oh, you don't have to use the word husband. You don't have to use the word husband, honeymoon, wife. We don't have to use any of those words. We just met. And she was like, well, dang, this is what it is. We got married. Like, what do you mean? So, yeah, he is just scared to death. He really is. I don't know what he thought this was, but he ain't in it. He is not in it. Yeah, but that was them. That was Zach and Mindy. The next couple I'll talk about is Mika and Michael. And they wake up in separate rooms. We see them kind of looking at their phone or kind of thinking, gazing as to what shall they do. But they did not end up going on the group date with the others. They went and we see them, they meet up and they go, I believe, like in Panama City or something, in the little town to go have like sightseeing and kind of have some alone time so they could kind of get to know each other, which I think was a great idea. They didn't need to be around others. As a matter of fact, all of them probably needed to spend time away. They're doing a lot of group stuff. But they seem to be communicating, they're laughing, they're getting to know each other. They're, back on a better page. I'm not going to say the same page, but they're on close to it. But we don't see much about them except for that. And then, like, later on, they do show them on a balcony kind of talking, and she lets him know, I got a few rules if we move in with each other. And she says, let's just be a decent human, clean up after yourself, I'll clean up after myself. You know that don't wake me up in the morning with the light. You can get dressed in the dark. I'm laughing because I kind of feel the same way. I hate when somebody turn the light on and I'm trying to sleep. I hate it with a passion. So I don't hate that. I might have not said it at that time this early on, but I don't hate it. And she said, just remember most of the bed is mine. You can have a little piece of the bed. But I think she was trying to be funny. Probably not being funny. Not probably being truthful, but in a funny way. But it is what it is, But they seem to be good. They ended the night where he asked, can he stay the night with her? And she allowed it. So they stayed in the same room, but they did. She said, please, we're going to wear robes. She was way over here, he was way over there. So, but at least they're in the same room. Goodness. The last couple I'll talk about, because they are a doozy, is Brandon and Taylor. Brandon and Taylor woke up and they're very cheerful, and they get dressed and they go, you know, they're meeting up with the other couples, and you see Taylor tell the rest of the girls, you know, he's kind of moody, and he's just, you know, I'm not that type of person, so it's kind of hard to get used to, but, you know, I'm going to try. She wanted to call him a bitch, but, I mean, I think that's what I call him. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. But, you know, he just throws tantrums. That's what he does. Later on, they show Brandon that he had gotten a sunburn, and and she tells the girls that about the whole him giving her a little treat with the petals and the bath and everything. And that's, you know, of course, when Mindy gets jealous, and you know. So, but anyway, Brandon got a sunburn, and Taylor takes care of him with some aloe vera. So that was nice and wifey of her. On the group date, they go with them on a catamaran that's where he gets the sunburn. But she is taking pictures of things, and she takes a picture of her, you know, because she does it. That's what she does. She likes to do that. She posts pictures on Instagram, so she's kind of making I mean, it's normal. That's what it is these days. It's 2020. And even on their dinner date, she takes a picture of her food and her drink, and, you know, and they kind of go into that in a conversation where, you know, I'm not really into that. I take pictures of my food, he says, but I don't really share them. It's kind of just for me. Well, that's stupid. Like, you're lying. Like, for what? I want to look at my food later on. No, you want to show people. Like, come on now. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, y'all. But she has a lot of followers apparently on Instagram, and he kind of, you know, says, well, that'll take me getting some used to. I'm really not into girls or females, as he says, who, you know, have a lot of followers, and you know, that'll be so already right there. He's gonna be jealous. That's bingo. Anyway, yeah, that's telling right there. It is what it is. The end of the night, or the next morning, I should say. You see Brandon. It's kind of like the cameras are kind of off teeter, where you see you're looking at the ceiling and you hear the background, and Brandon's going off on the producers and the letting them know, like, basically, I guess he wants some time alone, or he doesn't want them in his face at the moment. And they are like, well, we're here, we're working, this is our job, you signed up for this. He's in the trying to leave in the elevator, like holding it, like, get out my way, get out my way. And the producer's like, or the cameraman's like, no, bro, this is my job, let me do my job. This, you know, if you go into the bathroom, or no, not too bad. If you going to get a drink, we going to get a drink. If you going to get something to eat, we going to get something to eat. That's how it works. So, I mean, if you want to be alone, he should go act like you'd go, you know, take a shit. And do what he got to do. I mean, come on. Um, but yeah, so then he, Taylor even kind of backs him up and says, hey, you want to just let him go for a little while, 10 minutes? And they're like, no, not going to give him 10 minutes. This is what it is. And I guess Taylor said something to him, I don't really want to be with someone that is acting like this or being this obnoxious to people, and we gotta do better. And he didn't hear anything else she said, but the fact that she didn't want to be with, so he threw his ring and said, well, we don't gotta be married. And then the girl, he leaves, goes somewhere. But then the girl packs up her stuff and his stuff. And his stuff. Girl, I would have left that stuff right there. Are you serious? Then he had the nerve to get on the bus with the rest of the couples. They were on the way to the hotel. I mean, not to the hotel, the airport, apparently. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. And I don't care. And he says, F you, Taylor. I'd have been like, y'all better give me a divorce right now. Rip them papers up. Because if it's starting out like that, it ain't even been a week. A week. He was already done. He was already done. Come on. Are you serious? This is about to be crazy. But yeah. That is about it for this episode 6. Oops. I don't even know where they would go from here. It's just what are you gonna do when you get home? Like, you already calling me a bitch or telling me no. You already saying F you to me. There ain't no reason for us to even go live in no house together. This is crazy. Anyway, that was episode 6, like I said. Season 10, Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine. I keep saying that. Married at First Sight. Thank you so much for clicking. And please join me next week for another review for episode 7. And subscribe. Please hit that like button. Like that button. And like I said, thank you so much. Y'all have a great night.